So one of the biggest turning points in composting happens when you stop viewing compost as a random pile of scraps and start understanding what different materials actually do inside the pile. So at its core, compost is simply a balance between green materials and brown materials, and the green materials are usually fresh materials that contain more nitrogen. They help feed the microbes that drive the decomposition. And brown materials are usually dry materials that contain more carbon, and they help absorb moisture, improve airflow, and give the pile structure. When these materials stay balanced, compost becomes much easier to manage. So some of the best greens material for compost are grass clippings, kitchen scraps, garden trimmings, and weeds before they go to seed, and then also the spent crops from the garden. Now, grass clippings are one of the strongest nitrogen sources available, and they help heat the pile up quickly, but they should always be layered with brown materials because a thick layer can become wet and compacted. Now, kitchen scraps like vegetable peels, fruit scraps, coffee grounds, and tea leaves continuously feed the pile throughout the season, and they break down quickly. Healthy garden plants and crop residue also become valuable future organic matter for the next season. Now, some of the best brown materials are dried leaves, straw, shredded cardboard, dried garden residue, rough cut sawdust, and shredded paper. So dried leaves are probably the best overall brown material because they're free, they're abundant, they're easy to store, and are naturally designed to break down over time. Now, straw helps create airflow and structure inside the pile, and dried plant stems and leftover material provide long-lasting carbon that helps stabilize the compost over time. So I also use plain brown cardboard in moderation because it's an excellent carbon source and it helps absorb excess moisture in the pile. But I avoid glossy cardboard, waxed cardboard, heavily colored printing, and anything that appears chemically treated. So I try to think carefully about what eventually becomes part of the soil that feeds my family. Now, the same principles apply to paper. Plain paper can work well in compost, but heavy colored inks, glossy coating, and chemical treated paper should be avoided. One thing that helps simplify composting is understanding that the pile does not need to be perfect measurements to work well. Compost is a biological system, it's not a chemistry experiment. So if the pile becomes wet or smelly, it usually needs more brown material and airflow. And if it becomes dry and inactive, it usually needs more moisture or more greens. And then underneath all this is the real engine of compost. It's the biology, the bacteria, the fungi, and the microbes, the worms, and the insects that are constantly breaking down the material and transforming them into healthy organic matter for the soil. So that is why compost matters so much in a less work garden system. Healthy compost supports healthy soil, and healthy soil quietly supports almost everything else happening in the garden. So if you want to see how all the pieces fit together, I put together a free guide. It's called Grow More Food with Less Work, the 8-Step Abundance Garden System. And this is where I walk through the simple foundation of the system that we use here on the farm to make gardening easier, simpler, and more productive. The link is in the description below.